That's the wrong menu. That's better. But I still have a rift in space. Hi-ya. Hello, everybody. That's far enough. Yes. We're back again tonight with some Chained Echoes. Last time around, Victor pulled Glenn out of depression and said, "You're coming with us." And Glenn was like, "Okay." Being here's lame anyways. No, more so. He sees things that aren't there and takes care of children he makes up of his own, like, I think they're there. But the weird thing was, Victor could see the kids his mind made up that were not mind fog. Huh? I'm not quite sure I understand it myself either yet. But, where was I going with that? Glenn is now a clan leader, and we're recruiting people, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Basil got blowed up. We can fly around with our Armos now. That's not what they're called. Sky Armors. And all sorts of other things. And I'm playing new skills %. I'll pick new skills in a little bit. But last time around I was doing some wandering to and fro, because I have a new party member. The goat guy, who cans people and omnoms them to learn their skills. I kind of tried it last time around, but I would like to make sure I wasn't just thinking wrong in trying to summon my Sky Armor in the Fjord Woods. Is this the spot? Did I pick the right place? It didn't pop up the name for it. Why didn't it pop up the name for it? New Ernshire. Why is this place unnamed? It's the Fjord Woods, right? Or is this the Fjord? Wait. Oh. I found somewhere new. Let's go there. A little bit of like, it's the Carrot Quest. Okay, we gotta fight Karate Kung Fu Carrot again. I'm ready. Maybe. There's the bell pepper. They do not talk. And now that we're at their place, they do not run. Interesting. So yeah, these were all the ones I fought before. Okay, we're starting off talking, doing, I don't know what we're doing. We're going places. Oh no, we've been spotted. Okay. Piggies were playing poker. It's all good. No, jump, Hamlet! Alright, we're chasing piggies. I don't see any patterns in the trees, but I've been kind of looking. Is everything alright, Becky? My bacon absorbed the fall. Quick, to the boss! Okay. Oh. How dare you intruders threaten my piglets? Feel our wrath. Alright, well, we're fighting 2 little piggies and 1 biggin. Frito-Lin. Okay, we're just fighting Frito-Lin. Interesting. Interesting. No weaknesses. I'm curious how hard it hits. Petal Storm active. Arm break. Now you don't hit near as hard. Fire! Ooh, 50s. Okay. Defense. Crit plus. Oh, fire and wind. Okay. Buffs. What moves do you have? Freak Wave and Hard Swing. Freak Wave was a water, Hard Swing is just an attack. Okay. He knows all of the magics I'm acknowledging. Okay. Rob is on Sienna as far as Swamp. Oh, I just realized I wasted the Petal Swarm. Reapply Bleed. Ouch. Offense plus. Get the heal. Get the swap. Cook a little bacon. Bring you in and do a silence. Ha! Couldn't do anything that turn. Bleed and magic breaks all you got right now. Okay. Swap back. Let's bring the bar down with an overdrive and break everything. Throw a shield. Try and paralyze him. Don't need to heal this guy. Get an attack. Everything's broken. Paralyze and bleed. Just drop the bar. Swap. Bring the bar down. Alright, this little piggy has a lot of health. Give us the TP regen. Wind's down. Who has revive? Friendly Lyn. Bothraz has Heal All, but I don't believe he has Awaken. Big damage, and it's still alive. Okay. Items don't drop the bar. Gosh, all the elements. Double tap A, but that was what I was going to do. Alright, Angel Wing. Dang it, he goes after. I should survive with everybody else. Have a snack. Oh my gosh. Bring that bar down. Ultra's ready. Have to get the heal. Bring the bar down. Mega move. Showing! 870. Nice. Still alive. Oh my goodness. Okay. His TP's running out. And use the magic to drop the bar. Okay. Let's attack and build TP. Her HP's full, his TP's empty. We'll swap. Burn some bacon. Heavy inflicted. Need a earth type. You should heal, yes. I want to swap you, but Rob has no HP. Could have you defend so you can take the hit. Defense buff, offense buff. Oh my gosh. That would probably be a good idea. Have you do the heal this time. Shielding Macarena. Want to re-afflict the bleed. Gosh. You have a swap, but it's only that guy. Summon weapons to TP low. Build TP. Could switch to Rob. If he takes a hit, he's dead. Especially with turn order, only Lyn would be able to cast a heal. Let's get a hit and cast a heal. Oh, no. Use the buff, drop the overdrive. Alright. Heal. This is a difficult piggy. Ouch. Overheat. Victor's the only one. No. Yeah, pretty much with the defense buff. Need to drop bar. We all get our turn first. Overheat. Set him up for a water strike. She has no TP. I'm gonna swap. Rob might die, but I'll awaken with Lyn. Poison him. Dry Lyn away? What? Oh, he has water attack. I think. Okay. This would drop the bar. I need the heals. Let's drop the bar. Rob dies if I don't heal. Oof. TP is abysmal, Victor. This is a problem. Alright, Rob, I think I'm going to send you to the back line for the rest of the fight. You got your still is one turn at 1 point. Alright. Sienna, come back. You have no TP. Oh, he gets his turn next. Defend. Ugh. This piggy kicked your butt a few times? Oh goodness. Alright. He has not enough energy to lend energy, and that's what I want to use. Alright, heal. That would drop the bar. He has no weapons to summon. Heal again. Alright, you need to build TP. Victor needs to build TP. We're having candy bar. Ultra move is ready. I'm ulting. All of his things are broken. She's enough to reapply bleed to keep it running. Okay. Magic to drop bar. I need TP. His turn is next. Heal. Oh gosh. Alright. Give people that need TP the TP. Bothraz is the healer. That makes sense. Glenn. If you suck in TP, I need to use magic to overdrive. Victor can hit him with an Aqua or Terra. This is what I gotta do. I need TP to give people. Oh, and it changed anyways. Everybody got a defense buff? Not everybody. Overheat, purple would drop. Want to use heal. I'm gonna drop bar purposely. She's out of TP. I'm gonna have you defend this turn. I'm going to give energy to Victor. Alright, his breaks are done. Alright. Need to drop bar. Sienna needs TP. Reapply bleed. Give us a heal. Reapply arm break. Ha ha! Oink oink oink. Oink. They stopped talking. And the vegetables are back to normal too. Are they? Oh, what should I do? It's all too much. What a tragedy! Our friend here seems to have been playing around with magic. Making animals talk and giving objects a soul is of the highest magic. How can it be that a farmer has mastered it? Oh, come in first. Then I'll tell you about my misfortune. Misfortune. Let's have a good drink to wash down the sorrow. There. My name's Fridolin. I'm actually from Raban and was a head of the Mage Academy. You are Fridolin of Raban? We met at the Mage Convention of Shidoria last year. I didn't recognize you at all. What are you doing here? Well, I had enough of my life in Nebralia. Enough of this eternal warmongering. Wanted to use my magic for good. But in Nebralia, it was mainly used for war. That's why I fled and opted for a quiet life in the countryside. Don't seem particularly happy about it. How could I be? I'm the worst farmer ever. I wanted to farm without relying on spells, but my hands are full of blisters and my back hurts without end. I'm a failure who can't do anything except magic. Another sip. Being talented in one thing is enough. Not everyone has to be able to do everything. Fridolin, my friend, I think you need a little vacation first. You think so? There is a vacation island in the south. People from the free cities are mostly found there. Vacation. You guys are right. Maybe I should follow your advice. Once I have recovered, I can reconsider the matter. I'll leave immediately. Here, take this as a thank you. Hamlet, Becky, we're heading south. Yay! My skin could use a little tan. Hooray! Quest complete. Soul of Farnese. I have 2 of those now. 3 of those now. Interesting. Hey, first try on a boss fight. We're doing good tonight. I don't think there was anything additional here as far as loot is concerned. Well, I was going to go to the Fjord Woods, but I found this instead. And gained a Grimoire shard. So I will gladly take it. Oh wait, I need the airboat to get out. Yeah, that's right. This must be Vacation Isle. Oh, I see him over there already. Welcome to our little resort island. Thank you. Pay a lot of taxes to make Terran leave us alone on this island. Been here for some moons now, and I won't return until Valandis problems are solved. Or until I run out of money. How you doing, guy? Hey, you all. I guess it was a good idea to come and relax here. Although it's a bit boring. Okay. For some reason it smells like bacon. I wonder why. What a peaceful place. One can forget all worries that await on Valandis. Rusty Anchor. Rusty items are secretly the best items in the game. I'm calling it. Alright, well that seems to be all that's going on this island at the moment. Lift off. Goodness. Alright, well let me go. What's this? I'm going places. Alright. Why are the arrows all pointing to the center? Finally, someone's arrived to rescue me! Oh my. It's you, Sir Victor! How'd you end up here, Vesta? Oh, I was a bit unlucky. I wanted to map out this island, so I came in a small boat. However, no one told me that a giant sea monster lives here. Managed to save myself, but the beast destroyed my boat. Guess we should give you a ride then. You own an airship now, I see. Yes, we're registered as a clan now. Really? Then let me stay with you. That way I can map out Volantis easier. Of course, I will share all the information with you. Oh, he's a cartographer. Well, what do you think? Having our own cartographer might be useful. Let's take him. Fantastic! Thank you very much. Oh, you can now view all unopened chests in every area. Oh, that is excellent. No unopened chests here. What a shame. Alright, nothing else on this little island. Or the looks of it. Alright, so we're taking off again. We're going places again. Rock bottom. Giant crater. So once upon a time, I was like, why can't I use my sky armors here? And yeah, it definitely shows it in the top left. So maybe I'll just take on off, because otherwise, actually, you know what? This is probably a bad idea, because I don't remember how much damage they did. Wait, Tomkey can learn a spell from these guys. All of the side quest thoughts and do the things. I'm all of it. Okay, you have enough health. I can not hold back. Weak to rock. Okay. The poison and bleed's probably gonna kill it. Hope not. I'll start preparing another hog in case. Oh, still alive. Yeah, I've got two options as long as I can do the swap. Hey, Tomkey! Learn a new spell. He had just enough HP not to be wiped out by that. I'm surprised. John? Nice. Oh, I just noticed the bottom left it shows how many treasure chests are still here. No, I hit the wrong button! Burger, 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 burger. I wanted to hit the map. Oh, I think I understand what it actually meant now. I won't be able to see their location, which I thought is what it was saying, but I'll be able to know if I've cleared the area. Still useful. Hey, Crowbar! We're doing some more fights. No, I know that was the upgrade. I was explaining my understanding of it. Was a bit skewed. Let's just teleport. Whoop, whoop. This direction. So, I'm gonna do something stupid. It's the same kind of stupid I've done before. Can I survive a hit from the dragon? And or can I just go around? I cannot just go around. Here we go! 50. Oh no. Yeah, I'm dead. Woo! I can survive a hit. The chances of me surviving a second hit, very slim. Huh. That was with shielding Macarena and him being weakened. Okay. What I'm saying is there's a chance. However minute. Do I want you to heal yourself? Probably. Keeping the brakes is really important. 2 turns, 2 turns. No weaknesses. Let's have a self-heal. Shielding Macarena. Party heal. What's he gonna hit us with? Ooh! That's what I'm afraid of. Try and paralyze him back. Nice. Alright, I need you to do arms break. I've got to keep the overdrive from happening. Alright, for the chance that you use a magic spell, I want to prevent it. Ancient Spores. Paralyzed. Attack and magic break. Did I hit him with the wrong break earlier? Break. Overheat, not good. I need to wake up Victor. Paralyzed poison. Sienna would be good to get her big hit on poison. I'm risking it. 252. Regen activated. I need to use a purple. What if I use an item? Problem is, he's gonna get a move probably before Victor gets a chance to stand up. I'm gonna give Bothraz a heal. How many characters are fielded? I have 7. Reapply the bleed would be the best option here. Overdrive says no, that would be the worst option. I could swap and apply poison, perhaps. Rob, how much HP? Got plenty of HP. Swap. Going for a poison. Oh my goodness! Alright, I need to reapply the arm break so I can take a hit. That's not good. He goes next. What happens in overheat? Well, you take double damage, and your skills cost standard points. In overdrive, you deal double damage, and your skills cost half. And the yellow area is just heating up. It's basic cost of everything. Basic damage, basic cost. Oh goodness! Yep. Oh, it's so close. It's so close. He gets 2 moves in a row after this. That's a bad thing for me. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. I've got to. Yes! Whew! I can fight them. But it is very difficult. Oh, my clan's level 2 now. Nice. Alright, so what's this way, and do I have to fight another before I can check around? Because I want to... Oh, bother. I want to check around. Oh, and it's not just 1 this time, it's 2. Come on, man. Run. So beating 1 is not enough to go through that loop-de-loop on the map there and see what's all the way down there. Grr. With how hard it was fighting 1, I already know I can't take 2. Where was the one that was like defeat a wyvern mode? Did I already claim it? Defeat a gazer with swaps. I thought one of these was defeat a wyvern. Ah, defeat 4 of them. Okay. Alright. I am many % sure I'm going to die in this fight. But I'm gonna try. Okay. Paralyzed didn't proc 120. Alright. That was just a bad start. Here we go. This is the real one. Here we go. Okay. Oof. Alright. Yeah, like I said, just a bad start. Okay. Glenn, your purpose is to break their arms, make them hit less hard. Bothraz, your and my healer. But also, I think I'm gonna have you pumping damage. I should have healed. Sienna's in trouble. Macarena! Give us an agile boost. Gah! Gah! Hey Sienna, you good there? Inflict dry during the rain would be using. Don't know how effective defense boost is going to be, but we'll try it. Overheat. Oh! Oh! Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And they go next turn. Oh! I just revived her! Come on! Can't swap out dead people. They actually block the slot. Alright. Nothing to dispel. I'm gonna be stuck in overdrive. But what I want to do is swap, cast. They're both attack and magic break for a moment. Victor, have a sandwich. Oof. Oof. Glenn's still standing. It counts. Playing so much on the defensive, it's like, how am I ever gonna put enough damage in them? I need to swap and heal, but I also can't. Can't let Glenn drop though. Oh boy. Alright, you've only got one summon weapon. Use it to keep the bar down. Ouch. Ouch. Still standing. Drop the bar. Oh, paralyzed, please don't proc. Do a swap. Magic break is not on him right now. It's what I need. Keep the arms broke. Paralyzed didn't proc, thank you. Shielding Macarena. Overheat. I need a heal, but I also know if I take any hit in overheat, if they use the wind, party's gone. Alright, Sienna, step back for a moment. Make sure you don't use magic. Ouch! He's alive though! Victor next after. I hope I can buy meal sandwiches somewhere. Bothraz, have a good sandwich. Paraprot. Whew! Good call though. Alright. Ouch. Overheat. I need to use magic. Bother. Glenn will have to get swapped. It's gonna happen. Can I inflict poison on top of your bleed? Magic break is gonna wear out on both of them. That's a problem. And they're both gonna go after Glenn. It's an even bigger problem. Alright. Focus the one. Ouch. Ouch. Oh, she's my reviver. Who revives the reviver? I do with Angel Wings. Her turn's after the dragons. Dang it. Buff. She needs a sandwich. I'm risking it. She needs a sandwich. Risking it. Ooh, goodness. Not who I expected to die. Oh, 2 down. If I'm to revive anybody, it's got to be Bothraz for the fact that he has a heal all. Ooh. Overheat. Oh, goodness. No shielding Macarenas. And the dragon goes next again. Gosh, dang it. This doesn't actually heal. TP, HP, TP, regen. I do need the TP. Oof. Bothraz down. Awakened Spirit, not able. High non-elemental. But what I want to do is swap. Blast them. Drop the bar. Duh. Duh. Glenn's the last man standing. Bum, 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 bum. The chances of me getting somebody revived and in the middle of 3 dragon attacks, slim. Extremely slim. If I attack, I'm going to die because they attack for more than 40. I'm doomed if I do and doomed if I don't. Even if I were to do Life Sucker, but that would throw me in overheat. surprised I lived that long though. Alright. Considering my potentials, I'm going to lose HP shield this turn. That was from the Shielding Macarena. Pretty sure I'm just doomed. That's what I should do for the overdrive bar, but I can't. Have a chomp. Good. Good. Yeah, that's what I thought. There's no grinding in this game, Crowbar. Alright, so I do have a couple of Grimoire shards. Perhaps throwing them at skills will give me a small stat boost. Or I could just take a small stat boost. Get 3 before the next set breaks open. Maybe the stat boost is the way to go. Let's do it. Okay. So the next point I spend does give a small boost to everybody. Noted. Alright, Glenn should have a ton of HP now. Sienna. Dragon Killer. Let's take it. Debating attack 10%. Because the other thing is, I only have so many passives I can have equipped. Maybe rather than the passive, go ahead and take the permanent. Okay. Bothraz. Deals 1/5 and receives 1/5. Okay. TP costs reduced. Attack plus. Higher magic, that would affect his light and dark sword. I think I'm going to take passives on you. Or permanent boosts. Okay. Victor. More TP. He is the one that's a sage right now with the magic. But I hardly have him casting magic because he's always doing the Shielded Macarena. Like, I feel like the gem I have him equipped with is kind of wasted at the minute, other than boosting his mind and magic. Which in itself is a good boost anyways, but... could inflict heavy on them, he could just tap them with the rapier. That's my understanding. Alright, I'm gonna give you more health. I'm gonna go health and TP. Okay, Lynn. Damage 125, lower defense. It's a trade-off. Okay. Wind resistance, that's her passive. Might help. Okay. Yeah. And we'll go defense as well. Rob. You have very few permanent boosts. Poison resist, water attack, water resist. Beast killer. Pretty sure they count as dragons, what I'm fighting. Let's give you HP up. And defense up. Tomkey, I didn't really throw you in the fight. Skills cost no TP for 3 turns. Oh. Oh, lose all TP afterwards. Oh. I don't know if I like it, but I'll let you learn it. Actually, I should check like his attack stats and all that. 63. Pretty much even with everybody. 200 HPs, goodness. 150, 150, 150. Rob with like no HP. Okay. We could do any type of magic or physical. You seem like a very all-around type. Interesting. Really torn on spending the 3 points when I know he can only have so many towards learning his skills. And I'd have to spend 2 to get his next stat boost going off, matching everybody. But if I did want to swap him in the fight, I could have him hit with water or physical. I'm gonna let him keep his stuff. Okay, set skills. You've mastered Human Killer, don't really need it for a dragon fight. Poison resistance, they do paralyze, not poison. Okay. I think I could forego crit damage up. For Dragon Killer. Lose 5 HP, attacks hit harder. This only counters physical attacks. with a chance. Boost Agi on countering physical. I think I'll swap that. Take this. Throw 26 points at that. Glenn, you have a bunch of 25, 30%. Okay. You're using the vampire thing. I'll leave it alone. Hey, Bothraz. Hardly ever have you attack normal except for when you have to. But you didn't really get any other passives that would help. Could throw a bunch of points at a little bit of everything. Your dispel move. Okay, never mind. I was like, I never use it. What can I change it to? Earth attack. Defense up, I think, will help in this one rather than. If magic up is maxed, I mean, so is defense up. 6 points. I think it's worth it. I need to be able to take hits. Save TP is a godsend. Wind resist. I'll take that. Rob. Spend the 5 points, max that out. Okay, Tom Key. I didn't chip in for Dragon Killer. Okay. Alright. Rematch. This is so off of the story, and I know it. I'm sorry. I'm curious what they're guarding. That's the reason I'm doing all this. Start with the arm break. We're focusing the frontline one. Paralyze. Ouch. Survived the first hit so far. Okay. I do think those stat boosts across the spending some of the Grimoire shards did help. Nice damage. Paralyzed, but fighting through it. Nice damage. Ooh! Bothraz is down. Missed and resisted. Bring him back before other disasters. Paralyzed, but fighting through it. Alright. Let's do Agi buff for everybody. Shield and Macarena, see if that'll keep Bothraz around. Nice dodge. Nice counter. Alright. I'm going to do this to drop the bar and debuff everything. I feel like it's taking a lot more damage this go around. Those 1 and 2 points in every skill are certainly showing their difference. I want to boost crit, but I need to hit a red skill. Alternatively, I could swap and still hit a red skill. Let's do that. Rob, you have no HP. Please don't die. Spores. Wolf. Okay. Magic Blade attack defense. Okay. Shield of Macarena. I'm gonna do the swap. I'm gonna do a heal. You don't have a summon dagger, but I need to drop the bar. Let's hit him with a poison. Ouch. Ouch. Okay. I'm gonna press for the kill, which is kind of impressive to say when I'm fighting two of them. Heavy applied. Take him out. Oh, bother! Survived with 3. Okay. Run. Apply bleed. Drop the bar. Red swap. Attack and defense are still broken. Okay. Keep the magic broke too. Give us an agi buff. Ouch. Shielding Macarena. Do it to drop the bar. Do it to drop the bar. Bleed still applied. If I swap you in, you're probably gonna get jacked up, but let's do it. Apply poison. Lucky! Okay. Offense buff. Arm break. Swap. Your big hit. 1.8. Nice. Paralyzed. Oof. Drop the bar. Finish him. So those 2 Grimoire shards made a big difference. They're only worth 2 SP? Wow. Lame. Who's got red dots? Why? Oh yeah, Tomkey. But okay, we're in the dragon territory, or whatever you want to call it over here. Interesting. Oh, this goes to another map. Healing belt. Heals can crit. Ah, critical healer. Thought the Grimoire was a bad thing. I'm not sure how to explain the Grimoire shards, but the Grand Grimoire is bad. It explodes. It annihilates the land. Oh boy, they're back. I could probably teleport out though. There's a castle here? Alright. Wait, what? Are you... Wait, what? Are you telling me I did not have to fight the dragons to get where I thought I was having to fight the dragons to get there? Oh no. Well hey, while I'm here, there's not a treasure chest in this segment. This is Tormund again, is what I'm commenting on tracks. Oh, Chibi. Yes, yes. Oh, Chibi, indeed. There's a treasure chest in this area somewhere. Also, I'm amused it allows me to wander Tormund again when Frederick is at war and chasing us to death and all that good stuff. Stream of water in Tormund is unremitting. You could use the energy to run engines. Believe it or not, I've already applied for a patent, but thanks to the constant war, I haven't been able to start production yet. So where's this last... Aha! Shimmering Garb. I found it. Good job anyways. Yes, thank you. If nothing more, I needed to fight forest dragons for a lucky board anyways. And I got the feel-good feeling of, I can fight dragons and survive! Now that I'm back wandering the town, though, I'm like, I wonder if there's somebody here I should recruit or could recruit. Oh, it's mushroom. Shards! Ooh, not enough. Still not enough. Evasionist. Bad purities, though. Strike. Ah, member of the Adventurers Guild. Let me help you with some hints about the unique monsters. Firstly, some kids were playing in the center of the Fjord Woods. They were chasing each other around a group of trees. Then a monster appeared. Secondly, there's a monster in the Fjord Woods who is best friends with a turtle. If you kill the turtle and don't leave the forest, it will try to take revenge. Someone got ambushed by it on the wooden bridges in the west. Something something don't attack turtle. Or face retaliation. Ooh, defend gain. I'm curious about aura. What exactly is aura? I think I've been told and I forgot. But it's a buff, I know that much. Free chainmail. This will zone. – 15%. Aura, 15% magic. Okay. Gotcha. Magic resist. Is that a climb or is that a jump? Climb. Okay. Debating pathways. Dragons. Two of them again. They probably have a treasure chest behind them. I'll see if I can't go somewhere else first. Oh my goodness. Alright, so the dragons are just everywhere in this section. As to be expected. Blind resist, pure 5. Nice. Sleep extend, nice. Another blind resist. Counter magic up oil strike. Let's get the map filled in area. Fast travel discovered. That's convenient. Looks like a map switch over here too. Excuse me. Switch out TP, silence hit. Auto aura. We'll go aura, because I want to see it in action. There's a cave there. That's beyond the dragons. Okay. It's probably the spot with the turtle. So, I do have a... Okay, it's split that way. Do have a spot to check out, and I know there's a reason to fight those dragons. It's a treasure chest and a cave. I'm curious what's in the cave. Not this way. Here we go again! Actually, I'm curious. Is there the slightest chance I can scoot around them? The slightest chance there was. Ha 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 ha. More ancient skulls. Okay. Organe grottos. Okay. There's a loud sound in the distance you don't think you can reach from here. I pulled the lever! I prepared something for the next time I come here. I think. Interesting. Or maybe it's through that cave. Nice! Nice dodge. Alright, this I really do not think it's possible. Yeah. We'll fight these. I need that treasure chest anyways. Let's start with the y'all don't hit near as hard. Can I bring big robots? They are actually restricted in this area, unfortunately. Otherwise, that was my original plan. Defense boost. Let's get some summon weapons. I'm focusing this guy. Nice dodge. Ouch. Regen activated. Convenient. Paralyzed, but fine through it. Apply bleed. Reapply arm break. Wind. Paralyzed. Shield in Macarena. Let's do the Agi buff. Keep the heal. You don't have a blue move. But if I attack, you go over. Defend. Alright, blue move. Okay. Let's reapply arm break. Overdrive bar red. Should be fine. HP shield. It's gonna tip me over, and we're gonna bring it back. And it switches to purple anyways. Okay. Bleed still inflicted. I'm gonna do a swap and a poison. Chomp! Ouch. Spores. Overheat. Purple. Let's bring the bar down. Ouch. Magic and mind buff. Good. Para. Didn't proc. Do a heal. Was wanting to swap, but I'm not sure why. Break your arm so you don't hit as hard. For a heal. Ooh, para procced, nice. But I think that took away your para for getting. No, I still have a chance. Rob, swap. Iajutsu. Nice. Oh, it's no longer magic. Okay, fine. Going for the kill. Not enough. Just enough. Okay. Let's do a swap. And a heal. And a bleed. let's give our TP back. Okay. I'm gonna do a swap. Glad the swap in didn't proc the paralyze. I don't think it could do that, but if it could, oh bother. Get the degens going. I need to heal so Victor stays alive. Metal dagger. I have 3x weapons right now. I'm gonna hit you hard. Nice. Missed and resisted. Works for me. Shielding Macarena. Blow, blow. Let's do a swap. Let's do Agibuff. And don't have a purple, but he does. Drop the bar. Jump. Give him some heavy. Bleed still on. Hit him hard. Rock him. Reapply break. Big hit. Ah, I missed Petal Storm was active. Let's go with a heal. Oof! Good call. Do a swap. I'm gonna hit you with a fire. Petal Storm. Finish him. Yes. I feel good being able to take out dragons, not gonna lie. There's more. Okay. I feel like I've came through this path before, and that's where I first encountered them. Like, oh, there's dragons. Alright. So there was a tunnel up here-ish. Yes. Oh. I guess it's not connected to the tunnel I went to upstairs. Unfortunate. But I guess that's all there is in this area, because I've got the treasure chests. In that case, let's go check out the area on the side here, leading elsewhere. It's pretty lonely here. We are on the border of the inner sanctum. No one dares come here. Oh. Trespassing is punishable by death. Also, look for the fairies. They play tricks on humans. Save. big money. So, Inner Sanctum of the Forest. It's a 2-slot Bowmaster. I like crit up though. TP cost down. Para resistance. Shirt bonus. This isn't on the map. Peculiar. House in the middle of the lake, not on the map. Specialist. Clothes bonus. So this area had no fights, it was just raincoat. That's probably water resist. Yep, okay. This area I can't venture to yet, but also boat. Okay. Seems I'm here too soon for whatever I may need to do later. Okay. Hit the wrong button first. Oh boy! 41 chain. Nice. Complete the food, the chap, and the hungry. That's the one for the goat guy. All grain Gatos. Vampires? Oh, bother. So that's a much later area. As usual, gaming above your weight class. Haha! Haha! Okay, well, we unlocked a lot of the board. As far as the, can see all of the things. So nice. That was a good adventure. Tom Key, you have a lot of SP. We'll throw a few of it at some stuff. I'll probably spend in a bit for... I could spend for Glenn now. Give somebody else the TP up. Yeah, let's do that. What do you want to learn, Glenn? Excellent. Excellent. Alright, he's done with the vampire class then. I'm amused. I could give it to somebody else. Rob needs a hand. Extra HP, if anything, is good for him. Skills. Set skills. So Glenn gets to keep his vampire learned abilities. Very good. Equipment wise, Charm of Learner. Let's give that to. We'll give that to Lynn for a bit. Attack plus, I could give you gauntlets. Agi plus, dark resist, light resist. Actually, oh, sunglasses. What was the one that was giving? Oh, regular glasses prevent blind. Sunglasses, light resistance. Attack Gorget. That's a good stat boost. Although Gauntlet is 10%, no, it's just plus 3. But the effect is icy. We'll take the Gorget then. Alright, everybody else, 300-ish TP. I think that'll be fine for a bit. There's 0 treasure chests on the overworld. Oh, thank goodness. Alright, there was another thing I was gonna check aside from the giant dragon doodads. And I'm pretty sure it was the hotel before the Fior Woods. I remember now. Kotara Mountain Range, the manor with the wailing flowers. I guess just go back here and I'll teleport where I need to then. Wrong button, wrong button, wrong button. Go back. Okay. I guess I am as close to the spot as I can be. Right here. Oh, blacksmith. Alright now though. But also wait, did the... because I'm looking for little magician girl who had 10,000 souls infused in her or whatever. Don't quite remember the full story, but she's who I'm looking for. Yes. Hello. Okay, no response. Never mind. I don't think she wants to join the party. Or go to my little clan island. So then, I did notice that my clan island is level 2. What does that actually mean for me? I actually haven't mapped out this island yet. Good thing I tagged along. Welcome, Vesta. There's a lot of material stuff all over the place now. Interesting. Place is great. I can enjoy sea breeze and not get sick. Or were you like trying to build a castle or something? Not opposed to it. Kitty cat. Oh, still don't like me. Fishing pier. So I think Vesta is the only new move-in aside from kitty cat. Insurance salesman. Fortune tellers that tell me where the stuff's at. People and items included. One treasure chest. Where? Am now intrigued. It's probably back there. Alright, I think it's time to advance the story. And last I remember, we met with Victor's assistant slash butler. And he was going to play introductee for the Queen of Farnsport. I don't think she was Farnsport. Doesn't sound right. Queen of Volandis? Volandis is the island. Maybe it was Farnsport. Alright. Okie dokie. Good night, Crowbar. Can't sell you anything. I need this stuff for myself. Okay. Can you believe this city was once called the Dancing City? Only once? See the man hanging there? That's my husband, who stole a loaf of bread for our child. Oh. Oh, oh. Oh. What are you looking at? Move on or I'll throw you in a cell. Okay, things got bad here. To say the very least. Not leaving this house. At least not with these soldiers on patrol. I have enough provisions that can last me another week. Princess Amalia and the Resistance will surely free our city. Boy, I hope so. No tickets. Alright then. No loitering. Move your ass. Or do you want to join the lovely people adorning the walls? No, yeah, I'll keep moving. Don't want to join the walls. The merchants fled the city the moment the enemy's soldiers entered. Now there's no ships left to flee this rotten place. Surprised my face isn't plastered on a wanted poster / the guards don't immediately attack kind of thing. It's weird. My hatred for Ascania runs deep, but upon seeing all the corpses, I've lost any desire for revenge. What are we humans even doing? Okay. Please, Amalia, save us. Not only does the woman in this shack tend to our sick and wounded, but she also takes care of Shells. Helping Shells is pretty useless, if you ask me. Nothing can rescue them from their fate. That aside, she's also a fortune teller. Strange combination. Am I gonna take their fortune teller away from them? Sorry, we're not taking anyone new. Not in the mood to. Not in the mood for anything, actually. Okay, she definitely has fancy portrait stuff going on. Helping people is my passion. That's what everyday heroes do. New Hollows just dropped. Yeah, I'll have to see their debut stuff after stream. Am curious. Are they doing one? I'll ask this. Are they doing a big, major, all together, hey, we're here collab kind of thing? Or are they doing one by one kind of things? This must be where the princess is at. Alright, actually, before I go in there, I need to take a dehydrate break. So let me do that. Then we'll see what's on the other side of this entrance. Okie dokie. MPEG. Debut video, names, and team name. Okay. And the actual stream will be Saturday and Sunday. Interesting. I am now informed. Unfortunately, Saturday I will be off to an airport. Blech. Okay. What's inside? Not the princess? Am I in the wrong area? Nope, here we are. Here we are. Guess the Resistance has seen better days. Who are you and what are you doing here? It's just us, sir. I mean, Farron. These are the people who want to help us. Help? Them? Which one of you is the leader? Glenn, it's your turn. What? Get to the point. What do you want? We're here to talk with Amalia. Amalia, the princess? I don't know how to be of any help to you. Our goal is to destroy the Grand Grimoire and end this reign of terror. What naivety. Alas, you'll be hanged for such words. But you can trust us. Trust? That's your argument. You're the lousiest leader I've ever seen. Damn you, Heinlein. Tell me about help and bring me an old man, some women, and children. Farron, we fly under Lady Brand's flag. We're not many, but we have more to offer than what I can see here. The boy offers pathos, while you provide insults. What's the point of this? Look around you. Who are you trying to protect with your cautiousness? Do you think your secrecy will keep them safe from Terran? If we were on Terran's side, we would have already killed every one of you and saved ourselves any discussion. We have an airship, 4 sky armors. These children and women, as you call them, are capable fighters. We want to put all these resources at Amalia's disposal. Freeze! Drop your weapons. We know exactly what you are doing here. Blood and piss. Poor timing. Your lie is lifted while still being told. Such nonsense. As you can see, they're interested in our heads, too. You'll have to use force. Here we go! And Farron's just watching. Okay. You do your thing. Mage gotta go first. Weak to dark, weak to earth. Okay. Decent amount of HP. Decent amount of damage. Woo. Overdrive enabled. I should heal. I'm pressing it. Do the Macarena. Swap. Throw poison at a guard. Let's weaken the mage. It's buffed, healed. I figured you were a healer. Pressing damage. HP shield on. Okay. Re-up. I need to do something to break overdrive. Mage should die to bleed. Okay. Pandemic. Swap back. I didn't check if they had things to steal. Hope they did not. Bleed. Nice. Throw a heal in there. Restrain. Nice dodge. Get some bleed on that guy. Armor break on that guy. Rock his world on that guy. Blast his world and that on that guy. 700. Nice. Maybe this is proof for your trust. Can we really trust them, Heinlein? But of course, Farran. I can see insecurity and fear in this boy's eyes, but they also lend truth to his words. I'll believe you. Thank you. Without you, they would have bested us. Amalia's not here. Our resistance has been exposed. We were surprised in Archant. One group was killed, the other taken prisoner. We are the pitiful remnants. Do you know where she is now? She's being held at a military base near Archant. Then let's leave immediately. You mean to free her? We need to assess the situation at the location first. Can't do that, at least not without us. What a disgrace it would be if I entrusted Amalia's life to strangers and didn't lift a single finger myself. You want to join us? What do you think, Glenn? Come on over. We're going to need your help. Lad, are you really the leader? It's Victor, but I'm the leader in name. Forgive my words, who am I to talk? I'm not cut out to be a leader myself, and I'm probably projecting this onto you. Let's go. So, being a leader, can I really do this? So is Big Panther guy... Aw, he's not a combatant. Okay. I guess I could just teleport away at this point, but I'm kind of curious if I can run into other people to talk at. Do you mean the desert soldier? Oh, do you mean to desert soldier? Have you forgotten what the Ascanians did to your family in Aiden? They didn't show them any mercy either. The fish guy! He didn't make it! They stopped watering him. I always saw the possibility that we might lose this war against Terran. I always thought that one day they might conquer this city, but I never thought they would ever stop the dancing city from dancing. The will of its people is shattered. Yeah, it's looking pretty bad here. Sir, can you spare a coin? I could if you would actually take a coin, but okay. Oh, the sewers. Well, while I'm here... Perfect. Just who I was wanting to run into. Oh. Is there anything I can do like tap damage? Might be just right. Too much damage! Alright. New skill remembered! Sacrifice. Sacrifice user's life to revive all other party member to 1% HP. that. Oh, I shouldn't have made that weird face, because that scrunched my neck in a weird way. I don't like that skill. I'm not going to learn that skill. Out of curiosity though, is that all of the canned moves that are discovered? Nope. Seahorse Knight and Ice Devil. Okay. So there's two other canned moves out there that I need to eventually go seek out. Alrighty. I'm guessing the rest of that map is the castle, but I don't think I can access the castle. So then, I guess we're going to be traveling to Arkent to save Amalia. The Adventurer Guild. It's empty. Oh, goodness. Alright then. Farnsport's in bad shape. That's an understatement. Let's go ahead and hop on the boat. New area discovered. Fion Oasis. Wait, that's not Arkent. Or is it like the spot adjacent to it? Ah. We'll stop here for a minute. Fion Oasis. Oh no, we are supposed to. Very well. We'll do it as we discussed. Sir Glenn? Sir. My men have taken up positions on the far side of the camp. They will use targeted attacks to distract the enemy. Your men are still recovering. It's too dangerous. There's a toll to pay on the road to freedom. Some pay it with gold. They will pay it with blood. In the meantime, we'll go to Amalia and free her. Exactly. Unfortunately, the air route is out of the question. The anti-sky armor cannon will take us out of the air immediately. We should try to stay on the ground undetected. That means we should avoid any combat, if possible. There should be ways to sneak past the enemy. Oh. Battle racket. It's begun. Godspeed, everyone. Here we go! Sword and Shield S200. Okay, so I can still... Amusing. I just can't do the fly. Ooh, another box. Bowgun 200. He's using Great Sword. Could have you get some proficiency, I suppose. Bowgun 200. Imagine that still does the poison attack. What's with this campsite if there's no soldiers guarding it? Oh yeah, they definitely wanted me in my armor then. Just use charge. Still unable to act. That's bothersome. Repair. Nice. 6. Blind extender is a chip. Oh, bother. Nice criticals. So here was the front door where it started me. It's in this general direction. Hey, it's the shop guy! It's crawling with soldiers, but it's also in the middle of my trade route. I could buy the 5-star stuff. Hawking Booches. Am I supposed to have a rifle guy already? Interesting. Five-star armors and such. Poison extend. Sure. Fly killer, sleep extend. Fly killer. Splash. So this is just all sorts of intertwined as far as pathways are concerned. Fast switch. Would that be to take you from 1 to 0 so you can defend and regain TP? Curious why the need for fast switch. We're gonna go ahead and start into just slash. Ouch. Ouch. Draws target's hate. Interesting. Convenient for when I need him to take hits, but also dangerous. Wait, I thought I said draw hate. I'm confused. Or did it just not connect? Victor, I'm gonna need you to do a heal on everybody. Blind the one with the buff. Nice critical. Defense break. Runs out of TP, your change. Just one? Come on. Smash. Yikes. Okay, secret tunnel. With a secret tunnel deeper. Strong against light. Yeah. Oh, that takes me out of overdrive. What? Debuffs. Ouch. Ouch again. Bleed on that one. Ouch. Use a heal on yourself. Victor, give us the Macarena. Petal Storm. Take him out. Big hits. Big hits. Nice. Macarena. Swap. You don't have Earth Strike. Oh well. You're resistant to wind. Hit with fire. Finish him. Nice. Leave that one. And finish him. Not bad. I know it was all like, we should avoid combat, but I'm definitely going in here fighting everything. Are we on a different part of the island, or did I just wrap around in a weird way? Definitely wrapped around in a weird way. Was there anything on this side of the water? Just fly around the wall? Let's check it out. Down here? Doesn't look like it. Switch out HP. It's 3. 3-dot. I'm gonna start avoiding 3-dots. Doom resist. Switch out TP Pure 5. So I should be able to combine that to a 10 without any trouble at all. It says there's 3 more treasure chests here. There was that spot in the tunnel that I didn't take. It's giving me free reign of the run around the place. Look around, look it out. Oh. Guard dogs. Terror Terrier. Why does it look like it's got missiles strapped to it? I'm afraid. Alright, they're all weak to earth. Has a canned move. Interesting. Yep. Got a lot of health. It's definitely missile packs. Alright then. I might be in trouble. Ouch. Nice free heal on the TP. Oh bother, overheat. Oh, I didn't. It's fine. It's almost gone. I'm fine. Goodness, the damage. Ouch. Nice counter. Is that considered less than 25? Not quite. That definitely is. I like how I've been getting all these skills for Tomki, and I haven't really even used him in battle. that's what it's gonna do. Cigarette light. Magic fire damage to all. I'll take it. He has a few really good skills that I haven't stumbled on yet. I imagine so. And I'm just building his repertoire still. Interesting. Defense plus. What are you using right now? Bangle? Defense 10%. That's an upgrade. That's a 6-star. Oh. Nice. There's one treasure chest I've not discovered. Where is it? Where is it? My thought is it's in the next room I end up checking in. The end point of the island, per se. Yep, there it was. We made it. Princess, are you alright? Farhan. Calm down, Chris. How'd you manage to get here? With the support of this brave troop, a clan fighting for our cause. Sir Victor? And Princess Celestia? Princess? Celestia? Greetings. We don't have time to chat. Stop right there! Throw down your weapons, intruders. There's nowhere to run. How'd they find us so quickly? Wasn't the distraction of your men enough, Farhan? Kill them. Here we go! Alright. I'll blast him at the start. Bleed the mage. Ouch. Shield. Focus this one. Darn the heal. We'll prepare you with the bleed. Don't want to drop out of overheat as soon as I get into it. Fire jump. Paralyze and heavy inflicted. Nice. I guess I could switch mages I was targeting. 424. He'll die to bleed. Petal Storm. You might die to bleed, I'm not risking it. Alright. Or you could die to fire jump. He's considered heavy at the moment. Let's focus him. Big hit. Big hit. Nice. Swap? Oh, I'll need to fix your... Just hit it. Wink. Since you've unlocked cigarette light, please use it at least once. Okay. I'll use it as my finishing blow. That turned out a lot differently than I expected. Giant cigarette from the sky, okay. Makes sense to me! More is sure to follow. Let us be on our way. No. Princess? Don't call me that. The title no longer carries any meaning. Nothing but a prisoner. If you want to free me, you must save the others as well. There are more of our comrades being held captive further east. Oh, is she party member? She's party member. Princess of Ascania, and only survivor of the succession dispute between the 29 children of the... 29? Goodness. King Droglion the Ninth. As rumors tell, she only survived because of the pact she made and the curse of healing she received. Amalia is an eager young girl who doesn't like to depend on others, although her heart beats in the right place. Social conversations are not her strong point. With all due respect, we don't have time for that. Not leaving without our men, Furon. Then we have no choice. We're busting them all out of here! So yeah, she just joined the party. Okay, hold on. She is straight out a healing character. Nice. Healed targets, potency 0.8, unable to act next turn. Ooh. I could see where that'd be useful in times where I'm like, oh my god, everybody has 10 HP. Please heal me for 100 instead of 50. Crest commands Crest. That's her pet. To switch between healing or attack mode. Wait, she has a pet mechanic too? Interesting. So if she's in the fight and she does whatever, does Crest get a free hit? I'll have to find out. Dark Resist, Mind Up, TP Up. TP Up sounds useful. Mind Up sounds useful. 3 more to get to the next. Mind Up. Let's take the Dark Resist. 1 more. Press command. Raise. Yes. Wait, 50% of max HP? So much more potent. Nice. Multi-shot, physical, all 0.9. Skills cost no TP for 2 turns. Oh. Inflict wet. Okay. Light dark resist counter mind plus SOS mind plus. Okay. 7 more stars. Okay. I like channel energy. 5 passives. Let's have you both light and dark resist, why not? Victor was my healer until now, and then goodbye, Victor. I've been treating him mostly as a Macarena dancer, with Lyn and Bothraz as just whoever needs to heal gets the heal. It's been kind of useful. Multi-shot would probably be a good idea for having alternate stuff for skill bar overdrives thing. Let's get all your basics. We'll take TP5. Could spend one of your points and get a... We have 5 passives. And I probably should have picked HP, TP. Spend that so you get your stat boost. Victor has the best mind out of the first 7, but I also never used Macarena. Didn't realize its use. Macarena has saved my butt so many times, I'm sure. Took me a bit to figure out what it was actually doing, but when I did, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's nice. What do you use for a weapon? Abraca-gun. Totally wasn't spoiled by the merchant at the start. You could buy a gun. Okay, so she's a gunner. What equipment? You can wear clothes, or you can wear cloaks. Got it. Accessory. That item is made for her. Okay, let's see. Actually, that works out. Victor swap with Amalia. I can either buff or I can swap for a heal. As long as Victor doesn't go down, Amalia can come in and do a revive on somebody else. I think that's a good good link as it is right now. That's what I was doing. Yeah, pretty much everybody's gonna keep wearing what they got right now. I'm just gonna skip the 5-star tier unless 6-star is super far off, but I'm starting to find 6-star stuff. But my next Anvil meeting is gonna be a long one, I'm sure. Unless it happens in the next 30 seconds and I'm like, oh, please don't make me Anvil right now. I pulled the lever. So we're looking for levers. Unless that was enough to crack the gate open for me to slip through. I don't have to fight y'all. Ooh, well, treasure chest both ways. Cool scarf. Water resist. Ooh, switch out TP ++. Yeah, if I bring Rob in and she's out of TP, that I like the idea of it. There's another lever. Okay. Terror Terriers. Okay, there's a lot of these switches to pull, I take it. Don't mind me, just walking around. Okay, I have to get there. There's a treasure chest in here? It must be on the other side of the boxes. Loot! Can't go that way. Okay. Take it, I have to engage in this fight. Five hits, nice. Was blind, but could still enact. Grr. Let's make sure I can take him out with the next hit. Ah, come on. She'll get a wide swing. Ouch. Ouch. Hey, defense break. Still unable to act. Come on. Down. Enact. Come on. Repair. Drop. Poison that one. I probably should have blinded him. Lucked out, he didn't attack Bathrise. Two hits, grr. Finish him. Blind. Maybe I should have just regular attacked and got two instead of dropping. Alright. Wait, why do I have a new skills? Because Tom Key with his 1 point. We're playing new skills percent. TP after kill. Nice. This is where I have to hop out. neutral. Poison's not gonna finish him off, and I don't want to heal him. Ooh, attack up chip. Hornet dance. Nice, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Prepare. Gotta swap. Poison that one and focus the other. Overheat. Okay, so it does take your turn, but she's in gear 1 right now, is my understanding. Prepare. Yep, gear 1. But it doesn't regain TP. I don't see a reason to keep this right now then. Fast switch. Not in the game. Inax, goodness. Just one. Oh. Inact. Oh goodness. I think Victor's in trouble. Luckily not. Only so. Resisted arm break. Alright. Pretty sure I have each of them with a chip currently. Just attack plus. Okay. Blind extend and sleep resist. Interesting. She has an attack-ers ram, which is better than just attack up ram. Okay. TP up, switch out TP. TP cost down. Yanagi bow. Nether cannon 200. Original Stone Jerkin. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip the 5-star tier stuff. Three slot evasionist? Ugh. Tsurugi. I'm amused. Look at these injuries. We can't take them like this with us. Grrr. More soldiers are coming. Amalia's gonna heal them all. Surrender and we'll spare your lives. Doubt. Bonus mage. Ouch. I want to see her skill stuff. Revives or restores all HP for all characters. Oh. I feel like I need the heal first. Critical hit! He has a fire attack. Some bleed started on that one. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Okay. Let's... swap in heal. So what's like what gets Crest to do attacks and stuff? Oh goodness. Oh wait, he does just bite when her turn starts. I see. Interesting. Because I was like, how did the mage just take damage? Heal. to 1. What is your special? Deals high physic to all. You know what? Let's see Tomke's special. Never mind, we can't see it. Lame. I was expecting like Killian's giant sword in the background, sort of thing. Holy damage, though, yeah. Finish them. You didn't finish them. Finish them. He forgot what his special was. Yeah, that's what it was. Impressive. Never seen such powerful healing. You completely put me to shame. Of course you haven't. Humans, nor ours, are capable of wielding magic like that. So this is the curse of the pact, then. That should be enough. Let us go. To the north, the closest exit. Let's head there. Isn't it strange? What do you mean? The raid at Archont, where Amalia and her troop were arrested. The soldiers in Farnsport had our first meeting with Varan. The soldiers who were lying in wait for us at Amalia's location, and the enemies here. They were always close to our position, despite the distraction. It's almost as if they know our every move. Do you think there's a traitor in our ranks? We're not certain. There's not much we can do about it now. Let's hope we can escape. You're right. Alright, we already lost Killian. Who's next? Rob? No, he's loyal to Princess. Sienna? No. Possible, but no. Wait, I thought they said go north. Oh, I see. Circle back around and out, and then go north. That was the spot. It was like, you can't go that way yet. Merchant guy again. Hi. Easy Anchor Master equipment. Oil strike, TP after kill. Clothes bonus. Place is crawling with soldiers, but it's also in the middle of a trading route. Last chance to buy 5-star stuff, if I so decided. I think I'll be fine. It's gonna be a boss fight, isn't it? More soldiers again? Your diversion was useless, Varan. You'd think they knew our every move. It's Varan. What are you trying to imply? Are you saying there's a traitor? Kill the king! Just let the prisoner Amalia live. Out of the way! You can't do anything against them anyway! Pray forgive my interruption. That voice. It's been a long time, Princess Celestia. General Mathai! Oh, bother. He's made a reappearance. Former General, now head of this wonderful base. I owe this reassignment only to you, Celestia. Let me return the favor. You have only yourself to thank for all this. Do me a favor and keep your royal mouth shut, understand? I won't let this moment be spoiled by stupid remarks. As for you, thank you, Heinlein. You will get your reward, Heinlein. No need, my lord, to fulfill your every wish is reward enough for me. Heinlein, you're the spy? I wouldn't call myself a spy. But why? Why? Isn't it obvious? Oh, he's got the crazy eyes. I come from a long line of servants. Nothing is more important than to fulfill our master's every wish. And our master is officially King Frederick since the end of the war. That's all. That's the reason for your betrayal. I'm always faithful to my duty. I see no betrayal in it. Enough blathering. Judgment hour is at hand. Oh boy, fighting the tank. But we're in our tanks. Blind. You don't get your first move. What are you weak to? Weak to wind. Okay. Ooh, damage. Good damage. Inflict, enact? You don't get your second turn. That's gonna throw me to overheat. This will bring me back a hair. Victor, take his ire. If that is indeed how that works. Ooh. That hurt a little. That's even with him being, well, not attack mode, but... Swap out. Swap out. Ouch. Repair all is a must. All of the inflictions. Silenced. Charge for the next turn. Top everybody off. Renew poison. Let's do damage. As all of my status effects will take 2 hits to inflict now, aside for poison. Alright, she's got charge. Boost up. 6,000. Extend. Prepares attack that takes 4 turns. Does it look good? You need to destroy his machine before he finishes his attack. Uh-oh. I don't know if I do that much damage to finish it off, but here we go! Apparently I do! Don't believe it. Where the heck do you get such skilled pilots? Out of the way, General. Take you with me, Celestia. With my dying breath, I curse you! Look out, he's gonna blow up! Bye-bye, Mathai. Mamalia! Lynn! Are you alright, Princess? I'm fine. Ah, it's your fault, Celestia. Mathai, look where your hatred has gotten you. Let's get out of here. He's dying anyways. Die? I'm dying? No, it can't be. My limbs are cold. I don't want to die. Not until Celestia's dead. What's that? Huh? Impossible. Flashes of light. What is he doing here? This does not bode well. Look at that. Looks like we've got spectators this time, huh? Warp around. Warp around. What's the meaning of this? I'm here because I was called. I know. You're in a hurry, but for such serious changes in destiny, you have to take your time. Bathraz, do you know him? Oh, he knows me well, and not only him, but Amalia has already had the pleasure of meeting me as well. Pact Maker? Help me, I don't want to die. I know, I'm here because of you, after all. Let's get this show on the road. Welcome to the Crossroads of Destiny. Until a moment ago, the path was supposed to lead you to death, but with your desire for life, you created the crossroad. You have created a decision for yourself with your will. I don't understand a word. This is a pact. He's getting the curse. Choose wisely, die, or make a deal with me. I will save your life and give you power, but in return, you must offer me something of value. Save me. Give me power. What do you want? You can have everything, no matter how much gold you want. Gold? Give me something better. Something you care about. Bathraz, for example, bequeathed me his limbs. Now that I think about it, where did I put them? Well, probably lost. Oh, and to note, the higher the payment, the better the curse. Isn't that right, Amalia? What in the world did she offer? All I want is my life, so I can kill her. Kill Celestia. So take what you want. My other arm, my other eye. I don't give a damn. So, do I really have to settle for that? Isn't there someone close to you that you care about? There isn't, right? Well, I know the answer. I know destiny. Well then, Mathai, we'll make the pact and you'll get the curse. The curse to live, and the curse to exercise your unbridled hatred. Until we meet again, So... Oh, bother. What's happening? Mathai, isn't it enough? Do you hate me this much? I hated you from the moment you abandoned your kingdom. Back then when you ran away. You left your brother to do all the work. Of course. I also hate you for trying to thwart my plans I carried out, as your lord brother commanded me. All that I did for Terran, but look at you, you only think for yourself. You try to make the world a better place without getting your hands dirty, and condemn others who take on that burden. Look what you've made of me. She ain't to blame at all, Mr. Whatever. You've got it all wrong. Enough, I hear nothing, your words are wind. Get ready, his power is unleashed. Okay. Mathai 2.0. Here we go. Also, oh my goodness, I need to call it after this fight. Here we go. Weak to dark, can be stolen from. Bleed. Act twice enabled. 50? That's all the damage you do? Break. Weak to dark, weak to dark. That drops me out of overdrive, that'll be fine. Take his stuff. Darn. Magic forbidden. No magic skills. Interesting. So he can change what I'm using. Interesting. Which means if I brought her in, she could heal and not do any magic. Okay. Arm break. Yeah. Offense buff. Take his stuff. Nice. I'll sell those later. Thank you. Can't dispel act twice. Can't use magic. No reason to draw iron. Give us a heal. Top us all. Fist of Nova. And again. Okay. Magic still locked. Attack, break, magic break. I do want to drop the bar. Still bleed, still bleed. Let's get you poisoned. Okay. Shielding Macarena. Items forbidden. Okay. Just Nova. Alright. Dark Spear. Do a swap. Do a heal. Give him a silence. Magic's forbidden. Okay. Give us a defense boost. Those are magic, not debuffs. Let's get your third weapon prepared. Let's bring you... Oh wait, nah, I was thinking different character. It's fine. Yeah. Break. Bleed's still on, but it goes away next to his hit, so let's reapply. Couple of punches. Swap. So I think he's heal mode now? Is that how that works? How do I check Cress's... Okay, never mind. Blue to drop bar, edgy buff. Seems worth. Ah, lost Petal Storm. That's fine. Break. Next Sienna move, I'll use the... Ouch. Okay. Next Sienna move, I'll use the Ultra. Yeah, defense down. Big hit. Shwing! 1400. Big damage. Alright, drop the bar. Arm break. Ouch. Okay. Swap back. Poison. Bothraz gives us a heal. Physical attacks forbidden. Oh boy. Okay, so the red ones. Okay. Arm break. See if we can land a paralyze. Alright, you weapon attack. Just over. Poisoned and paralyzed. TP away. case, I'm bringing you back in. Physical attacks are blocked right now. Reapply bleed. Counter heal on that, not all that effective, but give us some agi. Father. Sienna's in trouble. No. Okay. I'll do regular attacks. Switching so I can use a magic. I cast wet, so wind. Bleed is active. Need to heal Sienna. Okay. She'll be fine, is the decision I'm making. She won't be fine. Overheat. Oh bother. I messed up. I messed up real good. I should have fixed the overheat. If he fists a Nova, I'm done. Risky heal? Not even that would be enough. Surely Macarena throws me back into the... Stay alive. Magic's forbidden. Ouch. Ouch. Physical forbidden. Just a Nova. Dead. Dang it, man. I messed up. That one. There's no way this is enough to keep me from dying from a Fisted Nova. What is the only... He didn't kill me. I am stunned. drop the overheat bar. You're out of TP. She's got enough. Practically out of TP. One more heal. Oof. Oof again. Oh my goodness. Reapply bleed. Need a magic skill to drop the bar. Okay. He doesn't have enough magic to drop it. Items forbidden. Pressure point takes 15. Oh! Oh my goodness! How did I win that? Because my whole party died at one point. And so it ends. Congratulations, Celestia. You've sent another loyal countryman of Volandis to his death. Will you stop at nothing? Your brother is doing his best day after day. Will you kill him too? Mathai. The pact, huh? So the rumors are true. Seen a lot on my travels, but this was the first time to witness such a thing. Where'd the masked guy even come from? Probably straight out of fairy tale. No one knows. And you experienced the same. You shouldn't meddle in affairs that aren't yours. Has anyone seen Heinlein? Must have slipped away unnoticed, like the perfect servant he is. And we're back in New Wernsh. Unbelievable. You never disappoint me, Sir Victor. I've fulfilled my part of the bargain. You did. And you're really on our side, Princess Amalia. I agree with the proposal to wrest the grimoire from Frederick. Furthermore, I advocate to the end his rule over Volandis as well, and restoring Ascania and Gravos to their sovereignty. Indeed. A halt must be put to the king. If I have Terran and Ascania's princesses on my side, we might be able to make a difference. My brother is very unpopular with the people. We will have many to join us. But the battle against King Frederick is still a long way off. We don't have the means yet. And that's why we should concentrate on the Grand Grimoire first. But if we steal the Grand Grimoire, we will have our means. No! It must be destroyed! Lady Bran, I know a weapon like the Grand Grimoire is alluring, but we are not worthy to wield it. However, it came into human hands, we must not use its power, at least not against humans. What a pity. But I understand your point. I too am a person of ideals, so I will heed your advice. What are the next steps? Cameron is our informant in Tormund, and we're waiting for his word. Then we can make a plan on how to proceed. Cameron. He was spared by Terran? For Terran, his knowledge has more use in the palace than on the gallows. That's why he's only under house arrest. Very well. The Hermit's Isle is still at your disposal. The princesses should be safe there. I await your word, Sir Victor. We'll be in touch as soon as we receive a message from Cameron. That was the other drunk goat guy. Faster, faster! Bring my belongings to my chamber. If we're going to live like cavemen, at least let's do it with splendid decency. Amalia? Oh, they're looking over. Probably interested in me. Shouldn't mess up with my poor wording. Hey, what are you staring at? Oh, I know. You can't take your eyes off my lovely appearance. What? But don't forget, I'm only 14. Pervert. Oh no, what am I saying? Why can't I talk normally in front of others? Oh no, she's caught the tsundere. I imagined her personality to be completely different. Great new member we've gotten ourselves. I don't understand your sarcasm. She seems very nice. Are you gossiping? Stop it. It's not proper. It sounded too harsh. They'll judge me. Say something. You there! Stop slacking and run faster. No. Cress, look at that knot. Look out. That not one. Look out, that not one is slacking outside. Okay. That was hard to parse. It's a simple sentence. Look out that not one is slacking outside. I got it. Yeah, I got it. Barf! Achoo! Oh, sneeze. Okay. Just inhaled dust. Anyway. What are we gonna do now, Sir Victor? As I said, we wait for Cameron to give us a sign. He's in the process of constructing a plan to get the Grimoire. Until then, we can see if we can recruit new members to our clan. Sir Glenn, a message! There's no need to call me. Well, what is it? A commander within the church's army wishes to speak to you. The church wants something of me? He's waiting in the theater in northern New Wernshire. You are to come alone. Sounds suspicious. Alright, thank you. New side quests! Alright. That sounds like a good spot to call it a night. Oh, hey! Excellent. That sounds like a good spot to call it a night. My gosh, that Mathai fight, I was certain I was going down, and I was honestly throwing the angel wings as a I'll try something. Maybe he'll single target punch people. And then he let everybody stay alive, and I was confused. Anywho, thank y'all all for watching along tonight. Quick note, I don't think I'll be streaming Thursday. I'm gonna take it easy. And also, Saturday I'll be out. As I think I've mentioned, I'll be picking up a friend from the airport and such. And my other spiel, if you're new in the crowd, feel free to give a like, a follow, or a subscribe. All of it helps. otherwise, I will see y'all again next Tuesday. Take care.